Hey, Zach from FloodGate here. We're talking through our whole new EP, starting off with our song Refraction, which features Taylor Thomas of Cliffside. So first we're going to talk about how the song kind of came about, the whole songwriting process, then we'll get into recording and production after. Let's get into it. Writing the song, this was the first song that we came up with for the new EP, and right away I knew it was going to be a special one because first of all, there's different guitar tones. Our first EP, Stygian Blue, is fine. I like it a lot, but it felt very monotone in its guitar tones. So having different sounds in our second EP, I was like, this is perfect. We're evolving. And that's when Armand, our guitarist, was like, hey, you ready to do some singing? And that's when I lightly threatened to hit him in the balls and said, no, I'm not. But we all knew that I was going to do singing. And so, surprise, on this song there's singing. That was real fun. That was a whole new thing we hadn't done before. So big learning curve for that one. The big surprise thing that I want to talk about the most about the song is the guest feature. It's our first guest feature, so we had to do it right. We were in the studio, fooling around, and we were tracking the song, and our producer was like, hey, there's this giant blank space in the middle of the song. Like, is there supposed to be vocals there? We're like, yes it is. This will be vocals there, but I haven't written that part yet because it's a big empty spot. He's like, cool, I could call up Taylor from Cliffside if you want. You can just do that. I have his number, I'll text him right now. And he texted him. Taylor got back to him. He's like, I'd absolutely love to, which was crazy. Backtracking a little bit, last November 2023, we did play a show with Cliffside, and they are one of my favorite bands. I've been listening to them nonstop since before COVID. So getting to do a song featuring one of your favorite vocalists from one of your favorite bands is a crazy opportunity. And he hopped on a Discord call with us and he was like, yeah, I love this song. I'm gonna be reusing some of Zach's scrapped lyrics. Like, let me know if I'm doing too much. Let me know if I'm doing too little. Like, I'm just here to help you guys out. He was so nice to work with, and it was crazy. I'm going to see Cliffside again, hopefully at the end of this month, because they're just so great. But having one of your favorite vocalists be like, yeah, your lyrics are really solid, like I like that part, was super special to me. And that was crazy. Let's get into the lyrics, I guess. Why don't we? The whole concept behind the song is renewal and kind of wanting to be, kind of wash all the impurities away. All that darkness sort of thing, you kind of want to get out of that. It's a whole more positive approach than our last EP. It felt like there was a lot of trudging through muck and slime and darkness on our last EP. So starting this one off with a more positive approach just kind of felt natural. And it's got a new sound to it. There's a new evolution. There's cleans, there's different guitar tones. It really felt like, hey, now we can write about different things this time around instead of just, pain and suffering. And so we did that. My favorite part of the song lyrically is the chorus, which credit should go to our producer Jordan Chase, because he wrote the hook, where I say, I'll disconnect from you, run into a new. And that's just really cool imagery of running away from whatever was holding you down and running towards something new, something better than the place that you were in, which in a way kind of feels a bit like it's a callback to our first EP with the song Triumph. But this is a song that A, I enjoyed writing, and B, enjoyed listening to, and C, enjoyed playing live a lot more because it feels more real to me. And the singing represents a cool challenge, but it's fun. Lyrically, a lot of it was scrapped in the first half. The lyrics that are first in Taylor's part, the made from clay to create a higher purpose, a call to display, those were originally supposed to be my lyrics in the first half of the song, but we cut it out because we wanted to have a different part there, which made more sense. But Taylor was like, yeah, I'm gonna use that. That was crazy. Those are probably my favorite lyrics in the whole song, just because Taylor is singing them, and it's got a really cool flow to it. The essence behind those lyrics was, growing up in the Christian metal scene, there's the whole story of creation out, people were created from clay, and I was like, you know what, that sounds cool, I'm gonna use that to create. Because really, ultimately, I feel like, let's be honest here, I don't really serve a purpose to the government or to anybody's portfolio. I really can't do much, all right? I'm not an accountant, I can't crunch numbers the best, but what I'm good at is being creative. I can write stuff, I can draw stuff a little bit, I can yap about stuff. I like to be creative. I don't like doing grown-up things. So it feels like a lot of my purpose was to be creative, play music, create. That's kind of my strong house. So those lines really mean a lot to me because I like to be creative, I like to have fun, I like to express myself through art. Not really in conversation with people, but if someone's like, hey, how are you feeling today? I'm like, listen to this song I wrote. That's a lot easier for me. So being creative is my number one therapy and always will be my favorite thing. Whole song, Refraction, it's about renewal. Let's talk about the recording and the production process next because there's a lot to talk about in that one. Recording and production for Refraction. This was the biggest leap up we've ever done. Our last EP, Stygian Blue, was all recorded into computers at various band members' houses. There was no real production being done in a studio. We didn't go to a studio to track anything. It was just all recorded at people's houses. So for this new EP, our producer Jordan Chase was like, hey, come over to my studio on the west side. Like, let's do this in the studio this time. Why not? Making another record, let's do this in the studio. So we packed up and we did it. Refraction was pretty easy to record for some people, like Jude. Jude finished our whole record in like 2 days. And then he was done for like 4 weeks. Like he did nothing. Okay, he watched like anime in the studio with our assistant producer Colton. And that was about it. Going into a studio for the first time, I can't speak for everybody else in the band, but I was nervous, especially because now I have to do singing. Now I have to do something that's kind of outside of my wheelhouse. But I kind of grew into my voice, I would say. I'm still learning new things, but I'd say that tracking it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. The whole time, Jordan was very welcoming and was like, hey, like I get it. Like this is your first time in a studio. It's gonna be amazing, I promise. He was right. It was super easy. Jordan's really nice to work with. It was easy to get the songs out. We edited some things. The whole hook in Refraction, the I'll disconnect from you, run into a new, that was Jordan's idea because there's a switch up in the guitars there. It goes da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. And there was a choir that me and Armand had tracked at his house. That was about it for cleans in that song. Jordan's like, you know what, we need a hook. We're gonna put that in there. And Jordan really taught us like, hey, let's try to have a structure. Let's at least try to be like, this part's gonna lead into this part's gonna lead into this part. That makes everything feel and sound a lot more natural than if you just go breakdown, 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 riff, breakdown, tempo change, riff, breakdown. And he really instructed Armand, do this, do this, do this. And then Zach will do this and it'll make it feel natural and cohesive. And I feel like this is a great song that reflects that because again, cannot hammer this home enough. First song with clean vocals in it. And I'd say it sounds pretty good. And the guest feature, which we haven't done live yet, but we hope to, because featuring Taylor Thomas of Cliffside, another BC metalcore band, you gotta do the collab live. That's what I'm waiting for. Taylor was amazing to work with. I guess you could say that part was tailor-made for him. And yeah, it was just a really crazy experience getting our first guest vocalist to be from my favorite Canadian band of all time, basically. Production-wise, that was about it. Recorded in the studio for the first time. It was fun, that was about it. Nothing traumatic happened. Nothing horrible happened, so guess we'll talk about another one next time. If you did that, I think I would genuinely sue you. Ugh.